Hey people, good morning. Positive Paul. And now that I'm up, it's actually May 26th, 2024, here on Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. And I find interesting here in Judges chapter 17. And this is where things start to go horribly wrong for at least the Danites, but it spells trouble and a symptom of what is wrong as a whole with Israel. But in chapter 17, we see verse 6, in those days there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes. So imagine living together with no big brother, right? No global Gestapo, no Homeland Security, no CIA, no FBI, no NSA. Oh man, just think how many organizations and agencies of these Satanist creeps do you need to keep an eye on a very small group known as satanic ritual abuse survivors in the United States? You need a whole entire technological apparatus. Meanwhile, rape, murder, mayhem goes on a daily basis, while all these supposedly well-intentioned organizations run around like it's a Benny Hill show. They never come face their victims. They only throw around their money, their lies, and their slanders, and they get the Homer Simpsons, the Benedict Arnolds to do their dirty work for them, and they'll gladly do it. Matter of fact, they're all waiting in line to get the mark of the beast, right? So they can continue to buy and sell. Oh, but that's never going to happen. It's just a cute story. Well, let's look at Judges chapter 18. In those days, there was no king in Israel. In those days, the tribe of the Danites sought them an inheritance to dwell in. Now, these would be the very last tribe to go in and possess the land that was promised to them by their Lord, their God, the Almighty Creator, Abba, Yahweh, Jehovah. And for unto that day all their inheritance had not fallen unto them among the tribes of Israel. And the children of Dan sent of their family 5 men from their coast, men of valor, from Zorah and from Eshtaol, to spy out the land and to search it. And they said unto them, go search the land. Who, when they came to Mount Ephraim, to the house of Micah, they lodged there. When they were there by the house of Micah, they knew the voice of a young man, the Levite. And they turned in thither and said unto him, who brought thee hither? And what makest thou in this place? And what hast thou here? Now I find it interesting that they knew the voice of this individual, this Levite. And to me, that means those Levites were probably in short supply, drying up The ones that were left were well known, still revered, still honored. And he said unto them, thus and thus dealeth Micah with me, and hath hired me, and I am his priest. And they said unto him, ask counsel, we pray thee, of God. So they're still semi-connected to God, probably more so than the other tribes that were already settled, but they thought enough to have the Levite pray to their God, the Holy One of Israel, that we may know whether our way which we shall go be prosperous. And the priest said unto them, go in peace. Before the Lord is your way wherein ye go. That's good news. Then the 5 men departed and came to Laish, and saw the people there within, how they dwelt careless. Wow. Judges 18:7. Then the 5 men departed and came to Laish, and saw the people that were therein, how they dwelt careless, after the manner of the Zidonians, quiet and secure. America, anybody? Any of you couch potatoes out there with your potato chips and Cheetos, watching your baseball and your sports and all your other stuff? Are you dwelling there carelessly, quiet and secure, thinking evil will never befall us? War will never come to our land. So there they are, quiet and secure, and there was no magistrate in the land that might put them to shame in anything. And they were far from the Zidonians and had no business with any man. And they came unto their brethren to Zorar and Eshtaol, and their brethren said unto them, what say ye? And they said, arise, that we may go up against them, for we have seen the land, and behold, it is very good. For we have seen the land, and behold, it is very good. It's kind of like Manifest Destiny in the United States in the 1800s, right? Those evil white men saw the land, and it was very good. And are ye still? Be not slothful to go and to enter to possess the land. When ye go, ye shall come unto a people secure, and to a large land, for God hath given it into your hands, a place where there is no want of anything, that is in the earth. Boy, wouldn't you love to be there? And there went from thence of the family of the Danites out of Zorar and out of Eshtaol 600 men appointed with weapons of war. And they went up and pitched in Kirhath Jearim in Judah, wherefore they called that place Mahane Andan unto this day. Behold, it was behind Kirhath Jearim. And they passed thence unto Mount Ephraim, and came unto the house of Micah. Then answered the 5 men that went to spy out the country of Laish, and said unto their brethren, Do you know that there is in these houses an ephod, and a teraphim, and a graven image, and a molten image? Now therefore consider what ye have to do. Now, does this mean that the Danites understand that someone's not going along with the program? Right there, the first commandment, the first 2. And they turned thitherward, and came to the house of the young man the Levite, even unto the house of Micah, and saluted him. And the 600 men appointed with their weapons of war, which were the children of Dan, stood by the entering of the gate. And the 5 men that went to spy out the land went up, and came in thither, and took the graven image, and the ephod, and the teraphim, and the molten image. And the priest stood in the entering of the gate with the 600 men that were appointed with the weapons of war. And these went into Micah's house, and fetched the carved image, the ephod, and the teraphim, and the molten image. Then said the priest unto them, What do ye? And they said unto him, Hold thy peace there, young whippersnapper. Lay thy hand upon thy mouth, and go with us, and be to us a father and a priest. Is it better for there to be a priest unto the house of one man, or that thou be a priest unto a tribe and a family in Israel? And the priest's heart was glad, and he took the ephod and the teraphim and the graven image, and went in the midst of the people, and said, No problema, mi amigos, I'm with you. Westward. So they turned and departed, and put the little ones in the cattle and the carriage before them. And when they were a good way from the house of Micah, the men that were in the houses near to Micah's house were gathered together, and overtook the children of Dan. And they cried unto the children of Dan, and they turned their faces, and said unto Micah, What aileth thee, that thou comest with such a company? And he said, Ye have taken away my gods, which I made. Remember, gods, little g. The Anunnaki? Anybody? The little g? You dig what I say? Yo, G. The little g, which I made, and the priest, and ye are gone away. And what have I more? And what is this that you say unto me? What aileth thee? And the children of Dan said unto him, Let not thy voice be heard amongst us, lest angry fellows run upon thee. Angry fellows running upon thee? Migrants, anybody pissed off because they're hungry and all the promises that were made to them are broken? So they will begin to run apeshit in the land of milk and honey, looking for scraps. And the children of Dan said unto him, Let not thy voice be heard amongst us, lest angry fellows run upon thee, and thou lose thy life with the lives of thy household. And the children of Dan went their way, and when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back unto his house. And they took the things which Micah had made, and the priest which he had, and came unto Laish, unto a people that were at quiet and secure. And they smote them with the edge of the sword and burnt the city with fire. Fire. Bum, bum, bum. Boom, boom, boom. Fire. Woo, 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 woo. And there was no deliverer, because it was far from Zidon. And they had no business with any man. And it was in the valley that lieth by Beth Rehob. And they built a city and dwelt there, and they called the name of the city Dan, after the name of Dan their father, who was born unto Israel. Howbeit, the name of the city was Laish at the first. And the children of Dan set up the graven image, and Jonathan, the son of Gershom, the son of Manasseh, he and his sons were priests to the tribe of Dan until the day of the captivity of the land. Comprende, mi amigos? And they set them up, Micah's graven image, which he made all the time that the house of God was in Shiloh. Now, there is a lesson to be learned in Judges 18, my friends. But I hope on this Memorial Day weekend, as you're stuffing your face with hot dogs, hamburgers, potato chips, and don't forget that there's someone that loves you up in the sky, and he's watching, and he doesn't have an evil eye. He has only your best interest in mind, wanting to see that none perish and all can be saved. Don't take the mark of the beast, folks.